welcome back.
Welcome back to One Hit
High Points with Travis.
and Kareem.
Wow. How we doing today?
The weather is quite
Dreary.
yeah.
Raining.
quite
Not fun.
unstable, like me. No, the rain is it's just been like coming and going, coming and going.
Oh, hi, Mars.
But let's get. Oh, hey, babes. Hey. So for those who are watching, they'll know there's a cat here. But for those who are listening, there's a cat here
There's a cat.
named Mars, and he's a godsend.
See, hi, Mars. Say hi, Mars.
Hey, Mars.
Whoa. Hi.
So what are we here to talk about?
Obsessions. And
Why are you so obsessed with me? Cue the Mariah Carey.
well,
What's this thing
why am I
on?
obsessed with you?
Yeah, what is this thing on here?
Yeah. Yeah, to turn it on.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm turning on this little sound machine. So I'm trying to get into using the sound machine more often than not.
Yeah, just hold that button.
Okay. Held.
Thank you.
There you go.
And then
All right. So obsessions. This is a topic that would be best talked about with the light of a one hit here.
some
Fully
smoke,
keefed
some
out. This fully keefed out joint.
encouragement smokes.
Hi, baby. Oh,
Aww.
I love you. I love this cat more than life. Anyway.
So yeah, obsessions.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, do you think everyone has obsessions?
Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, I think everyone has levels of obsessions, and I think that is kind of oftentimes, people think things are just done habitually for the sake of routine,
Mhm.
but sometimes people don't realize they can be obsessed with a habit. Like it's ironic because it's like it is in a sense like when you're using a routine to kind of have more structure to your life, in a way, does it become an obsession to a routine, and therefore because you're obsessed with that routine, you're not necessarily really living.
Okay, so maybe there's a question there. Is like, what's the difference between a habit and an obsession?
Okay, that's a good question.
If I would say a habit is like, you have nervous habits, bad habits, and I think you have some good healthy habits as far as, or just even what's a routine versus a habit and an obsession.
Oh shit, I'm gonna take this away. Oh God. No, that's not.
Yeah, so these are some wonderful pre-rolls that we find at the dispensary. They're actually really good.
Oh my God.
So yeah. So what do you think about habits? Is this a bad habit?
Yes.
Is it a bad obsession?
Yes.
Is it a bad routine?
Yeah. I'm dying here, so yes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I thought you were not a rookie.
Huh?
Are you a rookie?
A workie?
Rookie.
A rookie. I am not a rookie. That is some fucking crazy shit. Okay, anyway. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Bad habits.
I'm good with that one hit right there. Okay.
Be careful.
I'm good with the one hit. For now. Off camera and recording. So obsessions. Oh God.
So back to the question. Habits and obsessions. Like, what's the difference between the two?
I would say that the difference between a habit is something that you're doing routinely. There's always like a structure to the activity or the process of whatever you're doing. I feel like the habit is what is formed out of a routine, right? And a habit can be a good thing or a bad thing, right? It could be a good habit or a bad habit.
Or maybe it's more of, I'm trying to think of like animate, inanimate, but I don't know where my mind's going. More of like a habit would be like maybe, biting your nails, or, you have a nervous twitch. Is those habits versus an obsession is like you're obsessed with like the color red. Like, I don't know. There has to be a difference between the two words. I feel like
an obsession is like a manifestation of something that's lacking in your life. So therefore you need to just like use the obsession to fulfill something, right? You're using the obsession to almost like placehold something else. So for example, like I would feel in the past when I remember during the pandemic when I was inside during the pandemic, I said it's so weird. The whatever you call it, people are trying to use different names for it because I think at one point they were being blocked for using the word. But whatever. During those time periods, like I remember just being so stuck and miserable inside, and I would just start being addicted to phone games. And I felt obsessed with playing the phone games because it was like instant joy, and I was trigger happy on spending more money on like the currency in the game with real life currency, to the point where I'd be down a rabbit hole of just spending all my money.
Yeah.
And I was so obsessed that even when I rationalized how wrong it was for doing it, I had an obsession, like an addiction almost, to just spending money on a mobile game because I felt that was my only way of entertainment.
Yeah. So here's the actual definition of the two words, and I think it actually kind of helps. So like habit is like the practice, the custom, the pattern or routine, like the
Okay, so I was
style.
right. I
Okay.
use routine.
Okay. And then obsession, it looks a little bit more negative in the fact that it's like a fixation, ruling, consuming, a passion, mania, compulsion, preoccupation, so it's almost like infatuation, like
Yeah, so it's
addiction.
fulfilling something. Yeah, it's
So
fulfilling.
like a fetish, those
It's
type of things.
it's taking up something that is you're lacking in. Like
Yep.
it's taking place of something you're lacking in a way that is unhealthy. Yeah, of course.
So I think that actually kind of
But
helps.
but look up the word obsession.
That was the
Oh,
obsession.
I saw the word habit.
The first one about I gave you both of them already.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think that hit me.
That one hit destroyed you. A habit
Oh no,
is
don't read it again. Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it.
is a practice
Yes, so
versus obsession
the
is more
routine.
consuming and
There you
ruling.
go. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
We're back. We're back.
You know.
Yeah, so I kind of was right because I said
Well,
that I think a habit is like a routine, right? Structure around routine, and I think an obsession is something that's unhealthy that
mhm.
you're using to fill a void. So while a habit can still technically be negative, it's still structured around a routine, while an obsession is kind of an all-encompassing, drowning, just toxic, head absorbing, space
So
to
why do
be
we
in.
think that we get obsessions? And like
Because I think an obsession is a habit that had no control. If that makes sense. Right? Because if you had a habit that was structured around a routine, you kind of stay in line with your programming. Therefore, you can't be in any chaotic mess. You're just typically in your programming of, obviously there's an outside force or a variable that throws a wrench into your plan of being structured, then oh well, I guess.
So it's more of like kind of keeping a balanced life, and when the balance of your life gets thrown off, then you obsess with
There could
something.
be an obsession now
Yeah.
fulfilling this empty feeling of chaos, this empty feeling that could be feeling like chaos at the same time because you're just so thrown off your routine. And that is like, getting your heart broken, maybe losing a loved one, losing your job, being into an accident where you
Yeah,
have an
because a lot of
injury.
people in those type of cases, they go for the ice cream and sitting and they obsess with it, like those type of, you know.
Well, I think
So does that fall in that same category where all of a sudden, like, we just want to just eat?
okay. The eating is supplying again this empty feeling of
Yeah,
something unstructured in someone's life. So
I'm just
typically,
asking questions here,
no, no,
just
no,
comparing things.
for sure. I'm saying that I think it's crazy how you only ever see someone obsess over something when they're not healthy and they're not in a healthy place
Mm-hmm.
mentally, sometimes physically. Like, you don't see someone who's completely healthy and has all their shit together and says, I'm obsessed with something. I think people that are not obsessed with things live a healthier, like more just controlled life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think chaos happens on its own when it needs to humble us, but to outwardly look for it and stay in that place is not a sustainable way of life. I mean, it only goes downhill.
True.
So, chaos is could be exciting when you are able to like maneuver through it, work through it, learn from it. But if it's a feeling where you're like, maybe I'm not that person that can work through it easily, well,
Mm-hmm.
then people fear that. Like, they don't want chaos in their life. So, I don't know. I sure as
But
hell
some
did
people
not
kind
want
of
it.
strive for chaos almost, or they kind of, go after it. Don't you think? Like people like
That's why people like being scared. That's why people like scary movies. They like being scared in real life. They like to like investigate things. They're always like, I want to be
they
outside
like
or
the
see
thrill.
something.
I think they're after the adrenaline rush
Yeah,
type piece
yeah.
of it.
People like to be scared, and they're that's also like another
I don't
unhealthy
really like scary
obsession.
movies.
Um,
Not like horror,
oh, sorry.
like a good like horror movie, good, but like Saw movies, like blood and guts, like no, that's just like gory.
Horror movies, I feel like I used to like, and I still love the whole like genre of horror movies and stuff. But I think because I'm such an empath, and as I'm getting older, I get more and more sensitive to like those scenarios because I'm like, to some degree, like especially like not the demonic stuff. I mean that kind of too, but more so like real life killers, like real life scenarios of people dying. I think of it like, wow, these situations are obviously filmed, but like probably really do happen, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
sad to think about it. I'm like, why add more sadness and gore into my life? Like I already know how sad and decrepit the world is. Like I don't need to watch it again. So I think I've fallen off with horror movies.
That's right.
Yeah, that was long-winded to say I don't like horror movies anymore.
Well, I like a good suspense, maybe.
Yeah,
It depends.
like mystery movies.
Mm-hmm. Scooby
Um,
Doo and the detective
so
series.
like, what are some of your like habits? We'll talk about what are some of your habits, and then versus some of your obsessions, and I'll go after.
Habits. I mean, I have my nervous twitches and those type of things where you're like your feet are going or you're always playing with something like I'm fidgety type thing. So I would say that's a habit or I don't know if it's necessarily an obsession. Um, Obsessions. I don't know if I really I'm sure I have one and subconsciously and
Come on, you
feel
can talk
free
about
to
it. We're in a safe place. It's not like anyone's listening to this. I'm just kidding.
no, and feel free to, if you think of one that I'm obsessed with that I can't think of at the moment.
Come on, something that you're obsessed with, something that you when you see you're like instantly like I need to have it, or I think about it a lot. What do you think about a
Oh,
lot?
think about? I like technology, those type of things, but I don't know if I would call that an obsession.
Okay, I'm sorry that you're so balanced and structured. Like
But would
you're
you
a
call that?
unicorn.
Would you disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree. I think that when I think of you, I don't think you have obsessions, actually. So I think you're spot on with
I mean,
yourself.
I like things, and like if my mind's put to it, like I want to
Okay,
do this, like I'm
actually,
driven. So like all of a sudden we say, we want to build the studio. Then the next thing I'm like obsessed with building the studio. So that could be
I was gonna say that you beat me
where.
to it. I was gonna say whenever you have a project, you're obsessed with projects.
But I would say is being driven an obsession.
Sometimes, yeah, you need to just chill and not stress yourself out because if the trade-off is your
Okay, that's fair. That being
mental
balanced, and
instability,
because
then yeah.
me wanting to get to the in line is affecting others around me, and
I would say that you're
the
wanting to get
stress
to
of
the end
me is
life.
coming to you.
The stress just no, I wouldn't say just even for me. Like I can
Well, I meant
probably
you in
handle your
general.
stress if you ever have it. Like I would never get upset with you. But why just stress yourself out for your own peace of mind?
But see, the thing is I'm not stressed out. I might look it, but I like it because I like the challenge. I like the putting the pieces together and seeing the end product. I'm not
Okay.
stressed about it.
Okay. Let me
But
count.
but see, the difference is I'm not stressed.
How
But the
long ago did you
way
have black hair again? Let me see.
wait, when I was 6,
No, I've seen some pictures of you having black hair up until like the age of like 20 something.
and there was gray hair in there.
There were gray hairs forming, but I wonder is it because the obsession with projects?
Oh, it could be being driven. It's stressy, the internal stress that's not
Being
classified.
driven is beautiful and I support that. And I'm saying that's the most amazing thing, but sometimes being driven makes us just run without like sometimes enjoying the ride that is
Running up
life.
the road,
Huh?
running up the
Yeah, running
road.
up that road to hell. Okay. Anyways, I think that's all we can even hum before we get like copyrighted or something. But anyway, yeah, being driven is amazing, I think.
So, what about you? What obsessions do you have?
Uh, so we could go with habits first, because
Yeah, go.
I like still need to think with obsessions. My habit, I think my bad habit is caring too much about the way I look. Yeah, I would say that's my worst habit. I'm actually saying habit too as if it's a bad thing, not even a good thing.
But are you more afraid of how you look to others or how people feel about the way you look? Like, which side is it really on? Like,
I feel like I care for myself how much I look. Like
so you don't really care what they think.
not so much. Like I kind of understand like if I'm ugly, I'm like I'm ugly. Like I can own it, so I don't care if someone says anything or if someone says you're good looking. I'm like thanks. Like I don't necessarily always believe them, but I'm always like thanks. Ow,
Whoa.
that was loud. Oh shit. But I think oh god, I think that yeah, what were we just talking about? Oh yeah, if I care what other people think. Yeah, no, I don't really care.
All right, so your bad habit is you.
I care too much about what I think. And I'm like, chill out, dude. Like, stop picking at yourself. Like, do you want to fuck me? Obviously, you don't. So shut the fuck up. Because I'm not for you and you're not for me. But I can't say that because it's just me in my head and I'm the same person. I'm not split in two. I wish the other one would just shut the fuck up, but it's like they're not there. It's just me. So
Well, now you're talking in like a multi-personality
I'm
disorder.
kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't send me away. Uh,
Goodbye.
like, no, I think that, yeah, I care what I think so much. And it's like a bad habit where I'm always obsessed with just having to feel a type of way about myself. And it's like enough. I always want to appear to look better than I do. And I think it was always just because of like bullying that like occurred as a kid. And just like also not like being as physically big as everyone else, you know?
Yeah, and even for myself, like going through high school, I remember I was very self-conscious of in my how my personality or how my impression was, in other how I was perceived is kind of what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I always worried about what the other person was thinking of me. Was I walking properly? Was I fitting in? I don't want to be that outcast loser type thing. So I understand
I
kind of
feel
where
like
that's coming
that
from.
comes from like people feeling because that's how everyone else does. It's like a vicious circle of everyone doing that to one another. That I've been as a kid watching other people do to other people, saying, "Look at the way they walk. Look at the way they're doing that. Look at this." That I'm hearing that I'm like, "Wow, this is what people do. This is what they talked about." So it got in my head, and that came from like middle school, high school era,
Yeah,
where it
because
was
you're always
always
trying
like,
to, make yourself popular. You always wanted to be in the popular
"Yeah,"
group or however those type of
but I
social
guess that stuck
dynamics
with
works.
me.
And
Stuck with me.
and even for myself, I would say that from time to time, I'm always still kind of wondering what does that person think?
Yeah.
But I just learn at times just to just like, what, it doesn't matter what they think, but it does take control over me from time to time.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why, I maybe quiet down or something like that's going through my head, and all of a sudden I break through it. And yeah, it's a mental challenge for sure.
Yeah, and I think I'm getting better at like easing up on myself because I'm just getting older and uglier and I just don't care anymore. And just kidding. No, I'm getting older and I kind of just don't care. I'm like,
Hmm.
you kind of find wisdom and just peace of not having to appeal a certain way anymore. You're like, all right, this is me. Like this is what I got. I'm gonna do the best, improve my body in the best way I can, stay healthy, have a healthy mind and body, work out, blah blah blah. But you kind of just accept your body's mind and body's physical capabilities and
Hmm.
mental capabilities. You kind of like you understand where your plateau will be at some point physically. I feel like mentally, I feel like you
Yeah,
can
you
always
come to a
advance, but even
realization
then,
on, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm not going to be that type of body. I'm not going to be any taller, any shorter, bigger feet. You kind of all of a sudden just accept this is me.
yeah, 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 for sure.
And
But
and
still
and,
being
and
healthy and wanting to work out though, always,
well,
please,
sure. I'm not saying just
everyone.
give up and
Because I feel like I'm so still about physical fitness. Like I think it's the most amazing thing in the world.
So outside of you getting inside your mind of what people think of you, what else like other habits or obsessions that you have?
Sessions. I'd say I have an obsession with music and pop culture. I would say I like to always be up to
I,
date.
I yes, I agree with that, but I also think the obsession that you're really after is drama.
Ew, what?
Yes, you like a story or a drama or a what's going on there. You like to put the pieces together and like the mystery of it and like the drama of it.
I don't like the mystery of the drama. I don't like the drama aspect where it's like I'm looking for problems. I think it's more or less I want to know what's going on in the world, the pop
No, you
culture.
don't go looking for problems, but when you find a problem, you like it. And you obsess over the problem around and around and
That's so
around.
funny to think about. Like you think like oh, do you think like reality TV shows like Raise Me where I'm like, oh my God, that Rock of Love, like that girl's doing what with and Brett Michaels is doing who? Like
Like, come on, you like the drama of it. And you like that this person did this, like when I first started hanging out with you, like we were watching about moms and dancing and you loved the drama between all of that.
actually, that is factual. I really liked watching Dance Moms because I think there was a compilation of funny pop culture moments, and it showed Abby Lee Miller, whatever,
You're
trying to bite Kelly's hand, and then I was like, wait, what the hell? There was a
you're
show that they did
obsessed with
that.
drama.
I mean, I'm not obsessed with drama. I like pop culture and like music. I said music and like pop culture in the sense that I like musicians and following their lives, and a lot of times it tends to be like really just kind of informative on like
Mm-hmm.
the human experience if you had fame. So I think I was so curious by that lifestyle because it's so different from my own that I was obsessed with like their kind of like careers in a way that I was like, wow, like this is a weird side of humanity that only very specific people get to like actually observe and live.
Mm-hmm.
And I was obsessed with like what comes with that and pop culture
But is there that
created.
kind of drama around it though, or like a
It's informative. It's honestly, it's like a science. It's like a science onto humanity in a way that is different, right? Like not there. There's the fraction of people that are famous in the world that are not is obviously like minuscule as hell, right? So why would we not consider like a science experiment when we're like seeing these people on a stage, like a public platform, and then we're now the average people getting to just observe them. So in a way, it's people's natural urge to be scientific and want to discover parts about ourselves through these people.
mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like that's I don't know, that's really empowering. It's like really empowering to know that there are these people that are actually like truly sacrificing it all. You know, their lives are on
Yeah,
full
but why did
display.
but but I don't know how else to say it, but why does it like matter to you? Like
It doesn't
it's
matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. And that's why I kind of say the word obsessions loosely almost because it's like I'm not necessarily obsessed with anything necessarily so driven by music. It's more or less the whole,
it's almost
like,
just distracting
it's
yourself
the world of
from your
music.
world, and you
Yeah.
just want to get inside their distraction to distract yourself. Is really
It's like the world of music. And that brings
yeah.
concerts, social connections, a gathering of people, you know, something that could be healing, something that could be, you know, uplifting to an experience, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's the world of music. So it's not necessarily any specific thing like, oh, a celebrity's life or anything like that. No, it's the whole world of music and why, like, wow, this thing is so universal. It's like God's language, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
God's one universal language. That's so crazy that music creates that with crowds all over the world, even if you don't speak the language, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking to myself that my obsession really is the world of music and everything about it.
Yeah. So yeah. So habits and
Ew, that one hit
obsessions,
destroyed my mouth. Even oh
um
God.
most of them are bad. That's for sure.
What?
Habits and obsessions.
Yeah. I have both that are bad. I don't have a good habit.
So basically I think the key and the takeaway of everything is just, keep yourself balanced, look at the things that you're doing all the time, making sure that, that they're healthy, you're not compromising,
Artificial
relationships or,
mouth drops. Okay.
you know, make sure that, you take a small one hit next time instead of a large one hit.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
took like a freaking demonic size amount of a hit. Oh God. Oh, I like how it just like zooms in.
you like that?
No.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. So this was a very long-winded is kind of like the best way to describe it on my end, and I'm really sorry. I'll get better.
All right. Have a great night. Bye.
Later.